It's that time again! Thanks for tuning in! I'm your host, the Joker. Harley! Harley! You see? Let's get to know our legendary contestants.
Welcome to DCUO Legend Spotlight. My name is Jemmy, and today we are going to take a look at the flawed clone, Bizarro. Bizarro was a clone created by scientists backed by Lex Luthor. He was to have all the powers of Superman, but obey only Lex. However, in life we know that things don't always go the way we plan. The test subject Bizarro was named a failure and was to be disposed of. But before that could happen, Bizarro managed to escape and at least got to meet Superman in a fight till he was destroyed. But that was not the end of Bizarro, as Joker, with the stolen power of Mr. Mrs. Spitlick, created his own world called Joker's World and brought Bizarro back to life. Once the imp, Mr. Mrs. Spitlick, regained his power, he allowed for Bizarro and others to continue life on Earth from Joker's World. Now that we've covered on how Bizarro came to be, let's see how capable he is of holding his own in the arena. Since Bizarro was to be a copy of Superman, he has somewhat similar moves. His movement is flight, and he, like Superman, uses the weapon of brawling. For his combos, it should be exactly the same as Superman, with the exception of animation changes. For example, the range move with the rock is now cube-shaped rather than rounded. The first move on Bizarro's bar is called Overhead Smash, as Bizarro jumps into the air, locks his hands into a fist to slam it on top of his enemies. It deals damage and knocks them down. This skill is safe to use against blocking targets, however the knockback effect will not apply. Against groups, Overhead Smash is also a conus AoE affecting all enemies in front of Bizarro, but not behind. The next move, Jump Smash, deals damage and knocks down enemies every time Bizarro jumps and lands back down. The skill will execute 2 jumps in succession. Jump Smash is safe to use against blocking targets, but the knockdown effect will not apply, just so as long as your enemy is holding the block for both jumps. Unlike Overhead Smash, which is conus, Jump Smash is a 360-degree AoE around Bizarro, damaging and knocking down all nearby enemies in front and behind him. For Annihilate, Bizarro punches the earth, sending up chunks of cube-shaped debris that damages your enemy upon contact of these rocks. Since there is a bit of contact required, placement of where Annihilate is executed will bring about different results. Example, if you use Annihilate a short distance away, all the damage may not register to your intended target because the rock chunks fan out away from Bizarro. However, a plus to that is in group fights, it will damage random enemies spread over an even area. Another example, if you use Annihilate right on your enemy, all the damage will register to your intended target, since you are closing the gap to which the rocks cannot fan out. In group fights, if your enemies are huddled together, Annihilate also acts as a conus AoE, dealing damage to that concentrated group. Here we will show Annihilate executed from 3 different distances to visually display those different results that we were talking about earlier. And the final thing to note is that Annihilate can be used against blocking targets. Bizarro also comes with Swoop Attack as he rams into his enemies, knocking them back and dealing damage. It is safe to use against blocking targets, however the knockback effect will not apply. And against enemy groups, Swoop Attack is also a conus AoE, knocking back all enemies in front of him. Bizarro's skills take a twist from Superman's skills as Superman's heat vision to Bizarro becomes freeze vision as he deals frosty damage and roots his enemy in the end of the animation. This skill is safe to use against blocking targets, but it is vulnerable to lunges. Against enemy groups, freeze vision acts as a single target ray affecting the first enemy it hits. The last skill is another opposite skill called Heat Breath, as Bizarro blows air hot enough that it's on fire. It deals damage to your enemies and finishes with a burning dot. This skill is also safe to use against blocking targets, but it is vulnerable to lunges, so just be aware of that. In group fights, Heat Breath is a conus AoE that deals damage to all enemies, but also applies the burning dot to all enemies in front of him as well. I hope you guys enjoyed another DCUO Legends Spotlight, and in case you missed the last Legends Spotlight, I'll go ahead and leave that easy link right here in the center for you. If you would like to stay updated with all the latest videos as soon as we upload them, go ahead and please subscribe with the link right on top. I do also have a vlogging channel where you could get to know a little bit more about Jemmy behind these videos with the link below, and you can find me on other forms of social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and more, with all the convenient links listed in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!